Youth of Purpose.
So that you can get inspired, so that you can know that you can still be rich even when you're not 50, so that you know that even when you're 50 you still have a chance to recover the lost years, to know that it is not in only politics where there is money, because it only takes a group of one mind to become great. Do we have any Eritreans here? Anyone from Eritrea?
Yes, he's there.
Thank you so much.
They are here, yes.
Him and people like him have one thing I so much admire. Have you seen petrol stations and supermarkets and businesses run by Eritreans? In Kampala. Do you know how these people do those businesses? Have you ever wondered why you never find one man or 10, or you only find 20, 50 and more Eritreans on one business? All of them are not employees. Thank you. They are not employees. What do? They get a fund account. Thousands of families join hands together, save that small monies, then go and look for investment in the different countries possible, and they are employing our people. Let's clap for them for the great job they have done. Because they are doing what we can't do. There are people now that don't have anything to blame at YPA, but they are saying YPA is a scam. They can't tell you exactly why they think we are a scam, but they just think. Just the same way Jesus was crucified. We exploit the flowers through the bees. Then after cut the pasture and feed the goats. So Kaliandra is so rich in vitamins. That is why you have plenty of it. So the other side, we are going to see another type of pasture called Mukuna and Lab Lab. Then also at the extreme end there, we have what we call Bracharia morata plata. Buluganda bakuita chifuta.
Buluganda it is called chifuta.
Amekaba manyi chifuta.
How many of us know chifuta?
So chifuta tumusimba wali munai.
Bracharia is planted the other side.
Fiber.
It is so rich in fiber. It means that whenever a goat consumes it, it gets a lot of fiber and therefore gains more blood.
Kati ogomusayo mungi gwe gujiyambako okuddusa ebirungo ebirala mu bitundu ebirala nekula speed.
And that blood lets it grow very faster than any other goat.
Kati gwe talina sente nyingi nga za YPA naye ngoyagala kutandika farm yo.
So my little income earners with little capital who you want to start a farm like YPA,
probably you feel you have a dream of having your own farm. My first advice would be join YPA Roya first, then when they have multiplied you can take them and start your own farm. But if you feel you can do it now, this is what you're going to do. Make sure you don't miss these 5 species at your farm of pasture. Miss any other pasture but don't miss these 5 species. Pasture number 1 is of course alfalfa. Make sure it is the biggest quantity that you have in all your pasture. I'm talking to a beef goat farming business. As a matter, it is another day.
Dairy goats, that should be for another day.
After pasture, after alfalfa, make sure you have coriander. So after coriander, make sure you either have soya bean or mukuna. There are 3 types of proteins, the bean proteins. We have lab, we have mukuna, and soya bean. All these are pastures, and they all have these seeds. So the goats eat both the leaves and the seeds. So after this, I'm going to tell you that we can do this, we can make powder out of this. We still get powder from the leaves. Then we mix and we feed the goats. By the way, those of you that have chicken love mukuna like they love maize bran. They eat both the seeds as powder, and still they eat the leaves, they pick the leaves. Kati bwozigenda mu mukuna ate weewunya ogitemera ki omanyi kiba kiwanvu tugenda kiraba bw'okitema bw'okinoteeka mu nnyumba. Naye nze siri mulunzi wa nkoko era tompita kukuyamba mu nkoko. Manyi kimumbuzi Mukama yantonderamu ekyo. Era saagala nkulimbe nti ne mu kasooli ndi kabaka. Naye nina abakafulu ate mu kasooli. Era saagala nkulimbe.
And I don't want to deceive you.
Nti nina ente nnyingi nzimanyi nnyo.
That I have so many cows and I know it all.
Kubanga
because
all the countries that I went to, wherever they told me that is piggery, I wouldn't go. That is chicken, I wouldn't go. That is dogs, I don't go. Cattle, I don't go. But tell me there are 2 goats there, I will go. So professionally, actually, what is that word after being a professional? So if someone does something well, they are professional. Now if someone does something the best way, how do we call them? I'm an exquisite. Hallelujah! I am an exquisite in goats. I can look at the goat, understand what it is telling me. Bino sikulimba nti nkubeera nkusudiya. Nzija ku faamu yo nenda gula embuzi zo zigenda kubeera 2. Ate kye nkugambye era ne kiba. Omusajja yalina kasongola. Nampita ku faamu. Ne nzija nendaba embuzi ze. Ne mugamba zino embuzi ziri ku inbreeding wa level 6.
I told this guy that your goats were on the level 6.
Ne bwe nkujire nnume South Africa tegenda kuwa mbuzi zoyagala.
Back from South Africa you will never get the goat.
Omusajja n'agamba njagala muguza za YPA.
And the guy was like, no, this guy just wants me to buy YPA.
Ne mugamba kati olw'okubongezesezza.
I told him, since you have tested me,
ngenda kuwa ennume 3 za bwereere.
I'll give you 3 bags.
Okakasenti saagala kukuguza.
And understand that I don't.
Mu myaka 3 singa embuzi zino ziwera 10,300 jangu nkuwa obukadde 10.
In 3 years, if these goats become 300, come I give you.
Embuzi zaali 10.
Goats were 100.
Tuyisizaawo emyaka 4.
4 years down the road.
Kati yatuwadde management naye embuzi kyali 6.
He has given us a job of management. Goats are just 6.
Ebintu ebimu tubitegeera butegeezi ne tumanya butya bwe bikola.
Some things we just need to understand how they work out.
Bameka bamanyi Maganjo grain millers?
Who of you knows Maganjo grain millers?
kati gwe muwulira.
You hear about him.
Olya n'emmere ye.
You even eat the products.
Nze ndi wa mukisa muyita mukwano gwange okumala ebbanga ddene.
I'm lucky that I call him my friend for some good.
Era y'omu ku bampa ku magezi butya ensi bw'etambula.
He is one of the advisors of how the world moves.
Bwe namubuuza ekigambo mukisa.
When I asked him of the word blessed.
Waliwo abamu nga bagagga abalala nga balina kuba baavu.
Is it a must that some people must be rich and others poor?
Lwaki Katonda asosola bagamba obugagga mukisa?
Is God discriminative?
How comes
Kijja kitya?
Jebi is rich, I am poor?
Jebi is rich, Obed is poor.
How comes yet we all wake up and go for work?
Kijja kitya ng'oli mugaga ono mwavu nga mwenna mukola?
And this was his answer.
Yaddamu bw'ati.
I'm also telling you that answer.
Nange mbagamba okuddamu kuno.
Luck
omukisa
is an abbreviation
kigambo ekifunziddwa
with 4 letters.
mu nnyukuta nnya.
These letters are L,
ennyukuta zino L, U,
C and K.
Cha ne K.
And L stands for labor.
L eyimirira okutegeeza okukola kukakalukana.
U stands for under.
U etegeeza wansi.
C stands for correct.
Cha etegeeza okuwabulwa.
And A and K stands for knowledge.
K netegeeza amagezi.
So in brief, luck means
mu bufunze ekigambo omukisa kitegeeza
labor under correct knowledge.
Kakalukanira wansi w'amagezi amatuufu.
Do you agree?
Ng'olina amagezi amatuufu mu kukakalukano.
I am an exquisite today. I have been promoted to become an exquisite.
Olwaleero munsukulumizza okufuuka lwakiise tutya Abaganda.
But one day I was the biggest. One day I was the biggest loser in goat farming.
Naye olunaku lwali olwo nga nze namba lujega mu mbuzi.
With a very humiliating business record.
Nga banjoga okusinziira ku byafaayo mu mbuzi.
I lost 1,500 goats in 1 month.
Oluvannyuma lw'okufiirwa embuzi 1,500 mu mwezi gumu.
After 2 years thinking I am now a star,
emyaka 2 ng'amaze okulowooza nti munene mu kintu,
I again lost 500 in 1 week.
N'abuzaayo endala 500 mu wiiki emu.
Until I was humble enough to fly and go to South Africa and learn.
Ne gamuggwa nakakana bulungi n'agendako esawusi.
Jono gwe mulaba.
This gentleman you're seeing here
has been a teacher for his entire life.
Abadde musomesa obulamu bwe bwonna.
Weewaawo. Bankwatidde ambulera.
Abadde musomesa obulamu bwe bwonna.
So I love people like him.
Njagala nnyo abantu ng'ono.
When they know the truth,
bwe bamanya amazima,
they act like Saul who was turned into Paul.
Bakola n'amaanyi gonna nga Sawulo bwe yali afuuka.
The bitterness that Saul had
obusagwa obukambwe Sawulo bwe yali alina
became the sweetness that Paul had.
Bwafuuka obuwoomerezi Pawulo bwe yafuna.
He has wasted a lot of time and he agrees to that.
Yayonoona ebiseera bye bingi ate akikkiriza ekyo.
37 years.
Emyaka 37.
When he is a teacher.
Nga musomesa.
Until he was forced into retirement.
Abasomesa gye tuli. Mwebale nnyo.
And this gentleman,
omwami ono,
he has a number of children. I don't know how many. I don't want to tell you.
Sajja tabalirwa nzaala.
Ayina abaana musajja bamuyita musise Uganda tetubalirwa.
But this man has his student at university.
Omusajja ono ayina abaana ku university.
At high school.
Mu secondary school.
And the youngest are in primary.
Abato bali mu primary.
All of them are in school.
Bonna basoma.
They are paying tuition.
Basasula.
They are paying school fees.
Basasula.
He is retired. And he is the engine. Imagine which truck moves without an engine.
Kati ate buli mwana ali mu planned kid.
Embuzi
ezezi.
Sajja ono yakopa nnyo enjuki.
He imitated the bees.
Yagamba nze okusinziira ku byenda bya YPA byenkoledde.
Say that depending according to what YPA has done to me.
Ngenda kujja nkole ku YPA ate nga nkolera na bwerere.
I'm going to come and work with YPA and I'm going to work.
After all, I'm retired.
After all, I'm retired.
Nsiba wakasina kyakola.
Nanyuka sikyalina kyenkola. Naye, but
abaana bange ngenda kakasa nti basoma.
I'm going to make sure that my children
abaana tebatudde.
They are not seated home.
Omusajja tabula kyakulya waka.
He never lacks what to eat at home.
Ngera gojjo osonga mu YPA.
And you come and think.
Nga lwaki taakulyanga bwali emmere waka.
He will consume you like a predator.
Abantu bekalakasiza ebitaliimu.
So people kwekalakasa.
Ne beeyiwa ku nguudo.
And on roads.
Ne batambulawo okutuwaaka.
And ne batambula okugenda ku mirimu.
Naye nga bw'obabuuza ne kye bagamba tebakimanyi wabula gundi yagambye.
If you ask them of what they are doing, they don't know. They are just doing what they command.
Naye buno bulamu bwaffe.
But this is all about our life.
Okutta akasente ko.
You have reserved your money.
Otaddemu akasente ko.
Invested in YP.
Akasente sina kindi okajje wala nnyo.
Akasente, the money has come from.
Abamu mwatunda bye mwasikira.
Some have sold their inheritance.
Abalala baakolera emyaka 10 ze yakola n'azireeta.
Others are investing money they have saved.
Abalala bainvestinga ka NSSF ng'omusajja ono.
Others have invested their NSSF.
Obulamu bwo bwonna buli mu kasente ako k'owaliddeko.
Their life is only in that money.
Oli n'atuula n'adiscassinga n'agamba lwaki bali ku ntiko mbaagala baveeyo.
And someone sits somewhere and discusses of how to bring us.
Naawe alunda enjoki ng'omanya enjuki nkambwe.
If you know the bitterness of a bee.
N'ogamba nze ngenda kubireka Mukama bw'asazeewo.
You just say that I'm going to put it in God's hands.
Kati nga lwaki akutegeeza nti enjuki nkambwe?
Why is he letting you know the bitterness of the bee?
Nti enjuki nkambwe naawe bwe bakambuwala naawe kambuwala.
Trying to show you how bitter you shall be if they become bitter to you.
Ekirala kye njagala otegeere ku njuki.
What I want you to understand about bees.
They are tameable. Zifugika.
Zifugika.
All you have to do,
newankubadde enkambwe naye zifugika kye tulina okukola ffenna.
You have to use lemongrass.
Mulina okukozesa aka.
If you look around that house,
kisubi.
If you look around that house, you'll see lemongrass. Still, when we're using catcher boxes are the boxes we use to interest bees into entering our hives. We put lemongrass inside. We put propolis and bee wax. We smoke it there so that when the bees are transversing looking for pollen grain, they go into that beautiful scent and they get interested and they are brought in. When we go that side, I'm going to show you how a catcher box looks like. It looks like a small hive. So when we interest them, when we tame them, we can always use them. That is why you're seeing this house is close to it, but there is nothing that will ever happen. For them to be stubborn now, we have to go there with different types of scents. We have to disturb them intentionally so that they become stubborn intentionally. These goats have multiplied in a way we did not assume they would. How did I pick interest in the goats? It was not my idea. Just like most of you, it has not been your idea. I happen to be part of the group. The board member that you just saw, no, the board member, he was one. Probably there is another one. I mean those that are available today. One of them brought a suggestion that instead of buying goats, let's just buy goats that will rear and eat as and when we wish. Therefore, we bought 100 goats. Some of you have been asking, how did we get all this land? This is not my land. This is YPA land. This is your land. How did we bring the first portion of land that we used? Members came together, joined hands, used the very land that they owned for the project.
olwa project eno.
So they became the backbone.
So ne bafuuka backbone.
Because they have given in their land to be used for us to benefit. We have just bought some few square miles now. But the first 11? No, the first 11 square miles were by the founders. So we bought 100 goats, thrown them in the 11 square miles. No harder, no caretaker, no vet, no nothing. And guess what? We ate the goat. We ate the goats. Because there was no limit. As long as you are a board member, if you get a visitor, get goat and eat. Of course, others were stolen. Others were eaten by wild animals. But as long as we were serving the purpose for the farm, for us we were okay. 3 years later, in the farm, we found 1,500 goats. From 100. 1,500. Nga si nkoko wabula mbuzi. Then we realized there was a business. That was my first time to see business in goats. Of course, all of them died. Just like I told you, labor under correct knowledge was not there. Goats were very lively and healthy. We brought them in a confinement. We brought vet doctors as if they were sick. Immediately opened a drug shop for the veterinary medicine. We constructed houses and made sure they are okay. We got about 11 herders to take care of the goats. Only to lose them in 1 month. All of them. We of course started again. Of course, this time we started with 20. Starting small. We brought small. So we'll be upright. We have never started small. We only start big in a bigger way. Because we bought 20 and kept on buying until there were many. When they clocked 2,000, 500 died. Now my board members, who are board members now, I was the only employee, by the way. I was the chairman, secretary, treasurer, and mobilizer. Of course, there were chairperson, treasurer, and secretary. But I was working under every office, so I was doing their job literally. He was the treasurer. But one thing I was learning from them was wisdom. Because it is only him that is just a bit older. No, it is only him that talked to us, honorable, that is just a bit older. Yalingo is just a bit older than me. But the rest are our fathers. What they had in plenty was wisdom. So I had mobilized some little money. Now they said we are not going to do goats anymore. Our ancestors are saying no to goats. So they said we are selling goats.
Ne bagamba katutunde obubuzi buno.
I'm like, let's wait.
Ne bagamba tulinde.
Facebook yali yakajja.
There by then Facebook had just started.
Nali nakalabako ku mbuzi ze batunda $8 ebiseera ebyo.
I had just seen goats worth $800.
I'm like ezaffe za 15 naye nazo zetulemye.
And there was like our cheapest goats are.
Waliwo ekitali kituufu kye tutanaba kutegeera.
It's a secret we haven't discovered.
Zo zifuna.
They are more profitable.
Naye zifa.
But they die.
So what I did,
kyenakola,
I refused to sell.
Nengano okutunda.
Nga bajerega bwoba ina sente tugule.
They was like, oh no, if you have money, buy them.
Olowooza seekalakaasa.
And I was like, yo, so you know what?
Saagula embuzi.
Don't you think I bought the goats?
Saalekawo neegi.
I bought all of them. Not
naye oluvannyuma lw'okuzisasula zonna.
After buying all of them,
baasigala bamanja $7,000,000.
I was in a debt of $7 million.
Nga ne bw'ompunzika. So I had to sell 500 goats.
Yes, yalina okutunda embuzi nga 5.
Nsasule $7,000,000.
To pay the $7 million.
Then ngende ne South Africa. Kuba nze nali nguze nali simanyi kyazikozesa.
And then he goes to South Africa because he bought goats, yes, but he didn't know a step.
Ndabe bali abazikunda olunaana bakola biki.
He wanted to know what are these people selling goats at.
Weekubire mu ngalo embuzi zabadde ku Sheraton naawe oyagala kumanya zazze zitya okubeera ku Sheraton.
Because you are with goats at Sheraton on a red carpet.
Oyagala kumanya abazitutte ku Sheraton bafaanana batya babikola batya.
You want to know those who take goats to Sheraton what secret.
It takes a step to earn wisdom.
Kitwala olutya lumu okubanga ofuna amagezi ago.
Youth of Purpose.